what happened now is going to affect everybody. Not just Canada, not the Dutch farmer. It's going to affect everybody.
People will get together. Those that are still asleep will wake up, especially when the grocery stores are closed.
I'm from the Netherlands, and I had to leave the Netherlands because of farm regulations in the 90s.
What is happening there is going to happen here too, or is already happening.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Vaughan, Ontario, and we're at the Vaughan Mills shopping mall, and just look at this turnout. Literally, as far as the eye can see, cars festooned with Canadian flags, with the flags of the Netherlands, the infamous F. Trudeau flags, of course. Yes, these people are here in solidarity of the Dutch farmers. Now, as you may know, we recently dispatched Louis Brackpool and Lincoln Jay to the Netherlands to cover the Dutch farmer protest, because you weren't going to hear the real story from mainstream media. And the real story is simply that under President Mark Rutte, well, he's declared war on nitrogen in the name of climate change. The only problem is nitrogen is an element that farmers need to grow their crops. And needless to say, the clawback will result in many Dutch farms, many of them multi-generational, going out of business. And really, for what? Virtue signaling? And if you think that's just a faraway issue in a faraway country, well, not really. The Justin Trudeau Liberals have proposed a clawback of the amount of fertilizer that Canadian farmers can use. It's going to mean lower yields for the crops, lower profits for the farmers, higher prices for consumers, and of course, many farms here going out of business as well. And what's worthy to note, folks, is that this recommendation didn't come from Agriculture Canada. No, it came from the Ministry of the Environment and Climate Change. Yeah, it's all about getting Canada zero emissions by 2030. It's an impossible dream. And so that means really this is all about more virtue signaling.
Canadians know the national anthem. They stand in silence to remember those who died for this country. But not every Canadian knows their rights and freedoms. The Freedom Passport will change that. It looks and feels like a Canadian passport, but contains the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms in a portable, easy-to-read format. The Freedom Passport. Order one for yourself and for all the freedom lovers that you love at freedompassport.ca.
People have a lot to say here. Let's see what they think of what's happening in the Netherlands and what could happen in Canada in the near future. They're writing the story. We right now have the Trudeau Liberals proposing a plan to reduce fertilizer for our own farmers. It means lower yields, less profit, higher prices for me and you, likely more farms going out of business. Why? What's going on?
Well, you see the game plan playing out all across the world, in every country around the world. So people really have to ask themselves, do you really think it's a coincidence that this is happening in every country across the world? It's an orchestrated effort to bring down Western society, and people just have to awaken to it. They don't need to be, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. You just have to open your eyes and look at the information that's available.
We know exactly what the plan that Trudeau has for us, which is the same plan that Mark Rutte has for the Netherlands, for the Dutch farmers. They want to remove all their farmland, or 50%, start off with 50% there. Trudeau's starting off with 30% here. No one's talking about all the farmland that's being bought up by China and by Bill Gates. No one's talking about this.
First of all, they're doing away with the nitrogen for the Dutch farmers, right, which is not good for them. That's why they're uprising. The same is going to happen here. Trudeau's going to do the same here in Canada. Correct. And then the farmers are going to uprise here too. In fact, all the people are going to uprise.
Just in support of the farmers and everything that's going on around the world. Losing our rights and our freedoms, first with the truckers and now the farmers. We've got to unite. We've got to stand together. Enough is enough. and that's why we're here.
What is happening there is going to happen here too, or is already happening?
Well, it's gonna affect everybody. This is that's it's what can I say? It's they make stories. They try to false people with the fake information. But what happened now is gonna affect everybody. Not just Canada, not the Dutch farmer. It's gonna affect everybody.
They're going after our foods. They're trying to make everything GMO, everything just bad. Like this is something that we, as the people, need to stand up and fight together, which we are coming together. But unfortunately, we need to wake up more.
I'm out here to support the world for this worldwide rally to support the Dutch. And as an Indigenous person, it's really nice to have you all on board because, as you know, we fight for, clean water and land rights. So we're here for the Dutch. We have our Dutch flags. They ask that we hang them upside down to show that their country is in distress like ours in America and a lot of places. So we're here for freedom. We're here for love. We're here to support each other.
I'm from the Netherlands, and I had to leave the Netherlands because of farm regulations in the 90s, and now it's even worse, and they have no clue where the food is coming from, and they think we're going to eat bugs. I'm a farmer right now. I will eat beef, no bugs. Trudeau and Mark Rutte, back off.
Is the real reason virtue signaling as opposed to doing something tangible for the environment or whatever?
I think common sense would tell you they're after us peasants and slaves. I mean, none of them aren't not going to eat. None of them aren't going to get something from Amazon. Yeah. And if there's no death fluid, you can't get your delivery from Amazon. Yeah. Like, it's insane. And none of them are ever going to pay. Do they care if they go to gas up their car with our taxpayer money? No.
Absolutely. No one in the Trudeau cabinet are educated enough to be in their positions. None of them are. Theresa Tam, she takes her direction from Trudeau. Trudeau's not a doctor.
When they're talking about that, it's not true. It's not proper science. The same as with the North Pole when they said the ice caps melting. Well, they were, but they were melting from the bottom up because there was earthquakes underneath there. There's volcanoes.
You're looking at lower yields, less profits, higher prices, more farms going under, but we all have to eat. So why are they doing this?
Because they're fast forwarding, they're speeding up 2030, their 2030 agenda.
Well, first of all, you need to be representing Canadians. We have people such as the World Economic Forum making decisions for all of us around the world. We didn't elect them. I mean, who are they? Who are they to dictate? And where's the science? To me, quite frankly, it's politics. It's nothing more than politics.
Why is there this agenda of attacking family farmers and saying insects is what we should be eating in the future?
Because they want to control everything. Our family, the schools, the churches, everything. And they destroy everything too. The foundation of our families. And they cannot control our food. I can eat whatever I want to eat, and if there's food here, then we can eat that in freedom.
I mean, I can't go a week without reading a story where they are saying, hey, you should be eating bugs. Insects are good for you. Does that sound appetizing to you?
Oh, no. I try them. I'm not changing my meat. I'm not changing the beef. I'm not changing any of that.
So you don't want a cricket sandwich then, eh?
Not a cricket pizza either. Not from Schwab.
Thank you, Vanessa. You take care.
Thank you, my
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, how you doing?
Diesel fuel is the thing that's more expensive than the fuel, the gas you put in your car. Gas and fuel are different. And the worst thing is fertilizer. There's a shortage of that. And I don't think people know that death fluid is 75% fertilizer. And there's a shortage of death fluid. Death fluid goes in every truck. And if it runs out, the truck stops. And if you don't have gas, you can walk to the supermarket, but your food don't walk to the supermarket.
We're sick and tired of their agenda, which is the cabal agenda, which we all know about. It's right out in the open. So we're going to stop it. People will get together. Those that are still asleep will wake up, especially when the grocery stores are closed. This is not Canada. This is almost like a communist country. You get dictatorship, and if you're part of a convoy or anything like that, you get locked up for a misdemeanor for hundreds of days. That's not right. That's not Canada.
Should be eating insects. That should be part of your diet.
No.
You're not interested in a cricket sandwich?
Let the politicians and the elite eat the effing crickets and mealworms, whatever. No, I won't. No.
I don't see them doing that.
It's from eating lettuce and crickets. No, thank you. Not interested. I love beef.
Well, you know, I think it's actually the opposite because, as I understand it, Bill Gates is the single largest owner of farmland in the United States right now. So I don't think he's on board the bug bandwagon.
Well, I'd like to see him eat some of it.
Yeah.
Myself.
Absolutely not. I'm not gonna say that I've never had any bugs while eating out in the woods, sitting in a deer stand or anything like that. But hey, extra snack. But to make that what's forcing people to live on, that is not acceptable in any means.
And I've always been to the position that we should stop foreign aid until we get those reserves, clean drinking water.
Yeah.
Am I going down the right road here?
Yeah, you're going down the right road. Same thing with Biden giving like so much money to other places. We shouldn't have homeless people. We shouldn't have dirty water. We shouldn't have, we should concentrate on building tiny homes for everybody. Nobody should be homeless. And when you look at the cost of living, something has to give soon. So.
Hey folks, these farmer rebellions, they're really catching on. No doubt the mainstream media is going to demonize the farmers and their allies, just like they did with the trucker convoys earlier this year. But hey, why depend on the mainstream media for your news? If you want to get the straight goods, just go to farmerrebellion.com. That's farmerrebellion.com. You can look at all of our reporting that we have filed in the last several weeks. And you're going to get the real story when you tune into Rebel News for that. And also, folks, if you can kick in $1 or $3 to help cover the cost of our reporting, we would greatly appreciate that. Thank you.